goes. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 10 years. It's been okay, but we haven't exactly seen eye to eye on a few things. He's a great guy, but very conservative in many ways. I've been able to put that aside until recently. He's a serious supporter of Trump, and I don't know how that is possible and if I can still love him. I take it all very personally that he can support a man who says the things he does and acts the way he does. I feel like it's opened my eyes to how he must see me, my gay brother, and some of my friends who aren't WASPs. We can barely talk about it without arguing. He thinks I'm too emotional and not informed. I don't know if I love him anymore, and we're getting ready to have children. I can't decide if this is the final straw, and I should get out while I can, or if we can work through this. And she signs herself Trumped. So, Trumped. Thank you for the question. It's a really deep and an important question. And first thing I want you to know is that you're not alone in that question, that we are living today in such a polarized field. And there's so much animosity that people have towards each other across their political beliefs. I think before I get to your specific question, I just want to say that it's my deep belief that intimate relationship is a place where it is possible to change the world. And if you have a relationship that's dealing with serious diversity issues and you're able to work them through, whether they be differences in political beliefs or differences in gender, in race, in religion, socioeconomic background, class, whatever it is that you're struggling with and dealing with, if the love is there and the skills are there and you can work these things through in an intimate environment, I think that's world changing. So you're in a difficult position. It's a very challenging relationship problem, but thank you for struggling with it because you're doing that not just for yourself, but for the whole community. One thing to think about is, do you understand where your partner is coming from? Do you feel into his experience and how he came to be a Trump supporter? Do you understand his background, his family of origin, the community he grew up in? And based on that, can you see the world from his point of view? If you can understand him and you can see the world from his point of view, but it still doesn't change your feeling about him, then that's a really important thing to be aware of. So you have to ask yourself another question, which is, how does he treat you? And how do you treat him? And how do you relate to each other? Because I don't think it may not be the differences in point of view that's really the problem. It may be what happens to you together when you try to discuss it. So you made some very strong statements. You said, we can barely talk about it without arguing. He thinks I'm too emotional and not informed. So do you feel put down when he says those things to you? And do you tell him that the way that he approaches the issue with you hurts your feelings? Also, do you do the same thing to him? Would he say that when you're arguing about these political issues, he feels that you think he's irrational or stupid or ill-informed or whatever? So if there's a basic lack of respect there, then those issues may have been there before the Trump phenomena came into your relationship, right? So that's something really important to think about. Do you have a culture in your relationship yet that really knows how to engage in healthy conflict and knows how to dialogue around differences? And that's things that most of us don't get trained up about when we're kids growing up. Most of our parents don't role model that for us. Some do, but sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need to go to a facilitator or a trainer to help you learn how to deal with conflict in a healthier way. Is Trump the problem? Or is the Trump-like attitude that's present in the relationship the problem? In other words, does he treat you the way you think that Trump treats women? Or does he treat other people that way? Or are there things that are Trump-like about your partner that you disrespect, that you may not have noticed before this all came up? So that's something for you to think about. And also, if that is the case, why did you miss those signals? Why didn't you notice that about him before? Was there a dream or an idealized picture of him that you had in mind of your partner that helped to make you unaware of other things about him? I don't know you, so these are just some ideas that I'm throwing out and things for you to think about. And the last thing is, what attracted you to him? Is there something actually Trump-like about him that you originally found attractive? For example, is he really strong, and does he really take his own side, and does he really believe in himself, and is he the kind of guy who can sort of push his way into the front of any situation? And is that a quality that is actually attractive to you? And it may even be a quality that you need more of. You may be like that, or you may not be like that. And even though you're against Trump, I can read that from your letter, there might be some quality there that you need for yourself, and that is actually attractive and important for you. So those are some ideas I have about your question. I hope they're helpful to you. And please write again.